Two, check. Good morning, everyone. Nice day to be on the Detroit River, huh? I know we're all thinking that I'm probably announcing the concert date here, but I'm really just here to announce my new security detail, Chris Chelios and Nick Lidstrom. Not bad. Yeah, we're actually here to announce Comerica Park, August 12th. Got a lot of good things planned, especially excited about the Red Rocker, Sammy Hagar, coming in to open the show. We're planning on doing some songs together and just having a lot of fun. A couple things I want to say is on the blogs and my website, I've read that a lot of people really want me to play Pine Knob DTE. And trust me, I love that because I can be home on my back porch with a beer before people are out of the parking lot, and it pays more. But it's not really about that. It's about coming back down to Detroit and trying to create something. You know, I look at the concert as the background for the event and trying to create something in the city where people can just come down for an afternoon and an evening, even if they can't go to the concert, that they can come down and have a lot of fun just with the surrounding and enjoy our city for what it is. You know, there's some things you can do down here if you just think outside of the box, like you saw us just paddleboarding on the river. And of course, Chelly's guilty of that one right there. He's been doing it longer than all of us because he's just kind of nutty like that. What else? That's about it. Any questions? Well, you know, we got the weekend reserved, but you know, it would be easy to be cocky and be like, we're going to do two, but, you know, you go for the one on Friday and you hope, because, you know, you just never know what times are for people and, you know, what they have their money spent on, and knowing that things are still, you know, economically hard around here for a lot of people. You hope you can do Friday, and you hope they can have something Saturday, but right now there is no Saturday, just a Friday. That's what we got confirmed. Yeah, definitely. What's that? You never know. You know, we're always looking for things to do outside the box, so Belle Isle could be a possibility. You know, I know it's a public park and whatnot, and there's probably some hurdles to get over, but I think, you know, I think there's something to do down here. I think it starts, you know, what I've been trying to do is work with the people here and through the Kid Rock Foundation, trying to give them some money to, you know, get it back to where it needs to be. I mean, look at this beach. You know, this beach is beautiful right now. I don't see it littered up or anything. It's combed. It's, you know, it's a great place to come. You know, and it's public. It's free. You know, I would encourage people to come down here and use the park and enjoy it. This is, I believe, the second biggest park in America outside of Central Park. And it's, you know, hopefully we can get it back to its days of greatness. Tickets go on sale, I believe, man. Saturday, June 11th. Saturday, June 11th.
You're touring with Cheryl most of the summer. Is there some thought about having her on these shows, or is she going to be sick and tired of you by the time?
Yeah, Cheryl probably had enough of me by Detroit, but, you know, I'll see if I can talk her into making an appearance and coming out and doing some of the songs we've recorded together, you know. It's just, you know, we always try to do something different and big for Detroit, and, you know, Cheryl was here at the birthday party, and I've played with her when she's in town, so we've done a lot of stuff here. I just kind of like to do something fresh for everyone, and Sammy was really excited to do the shows and even mentioned, you know, I'll do it on one account if we can jam together at the end, and I said, that's not going to be a problem. So I'm sure we can coax Cheryl in somehow.
You know what any daytime elements are going to be? Maybe the motocross?
Yeah. I don't think we're going to do the motocross this year. We're going to try to utilize the space better. We're still talking about it, what we can do. You know, my early thoughts were to try to put maybe a badass beer garden together, something where maybe you could have, you know, a stage of side music, but also have some vendors down there, and just try to have it that whole surrounding area so people not only enjoy the bars and the restaurants, but there's a place where they can go there that's for free, and maybe there's some fun games. We're trying to come up with some fun things for that, and you know, you never know. We did a little car show before. It was just kind of, you know, what really made it last time, what we noticed was the people that came down. You know, there's people from all over the country, you know, Canada, America, and there's, you know, I know people that were in from France and Germany and Australia and whatnot, and just the characters that you get in the city is really what makes it. I mean, you know, in some of the DVD stuff we shot, I see guys walking around with, you know, boa constrictors around their necks, and, you know, it's just kind of a really fun family freak parade.
What can we expect for like a set list? Talk about combining with Sammy Hagar. Any thoughts in mind right
With Sammy, I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, but that should be easy. I mean, there's so many great, from Montrose songs to Van Halen tunes to his own stuff to, you know, I know he's a big fan of Motown and whatnot, so who knows what that'll turn into. For myself, we're definitely going to switch it up from last year. We've got some new stuff that we just tried out in Canada for the run, and I think there's some nice surprises with some of the bigger songs, like All Summer Long, some stuff that we put together that I think people will be pleasantly surprised with. Always try to keep it fresh and keep it different, not just, you know, beat a dead horse.
Is there going to be a charitable component to the shows at all?
Yeah, I mean, we always do charitable stuff with the shows. There's stuff, you know, Jim Beam's involved. We do Operation Homefront. The Kid Rock Foundation is still, you know, getting bigger every day and doing as much as we can. You know, there's stuff with Made in Detroit. You know, speaking of Nick, we did a shirt with Nick Lidstrom here. With the he was good enough to let us use his likeness to do a shirt that, you know, said "Born in Sweden, Made in Detroit." And he was kind enough to give, you know, his proceeds from the shirt to the Kid Rock Foundation, which raised a substantial amount of money. So I hooked him up with a guitar today to say thank you. Thanks, Nick.
How's this year been for you? You started with the show at Ford Field in January. It was the biggest thing you'd ever done in the city.
Yeah.
Now you had some big charity donations there. You did some big charity donations at the end of the Lazy thing.
Yeah.
Now you get the big Comerica Park show. It's like a big year for you in Detroit. How do you feel about all that?
I should probably go away for a while. Sometimes you feel like, you know, maybe a little overexposed, you know. People are getting sick of me in different ways, but you know, I'm just doing the best I can. And, you know, and one of the best things about doing Comerica a few years ago, being downtown, which was different, is just the people that came up to me from all different walks saying, hey, man, thanks for putting me to work for the weekend. I appreciate it. And that really hit home and meant a lot to me. I mean, like I said, I kind of look at it as the excuse. You know, there's a Kid Rock concert, so it's an excuse for people to come down and enjoy the city, whether they come to the show or not. You know, like I said, it would be very easy to play DTE, Pine Knob, make more money, and be right in my backyard and all that, but I think there's something special to, you know, come down to Detroit and just have people out and about. You know, we kind of look at it like an opening day. It's another opening day for the city and for everybody to enjoy.
So what does it feel like to live at 75? Literally on the day of the concert, you have to hop in your car. You want it to.
Yeah.
So inclined. Burn down 75, fall from the back door, walk in the back door right on. I mean, how do you feel go down like that?
No, usually when we play Detroit, I usually don't make it home. As close as it is. It ends up being quite a struggle to get, you know, those few miles of 75, you know, after you know, you have a concert, and that's the toughest thing about being on the road is you have a show, and everybody has such a good time, and you're supposed to go back to the hotel and go to bed. You're like, nah, man, I want to have a good time, too. You know, there's a balance you got to try to find and not overdo it. I've been about 50-50 throughout my career, but I'm getting better at it as I'm getting older.
The concerts coincide with the announced date for Comedy Central on August 14th.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
The roast is kind of, we're not sure what's going on right now because they had some shakeups in their departments that we were working with. And basically, I haven't heard that it's off yet, but I know there's been some talk about L.A., and I was very adamant, if this doesn't happen, I'm not going to go to L.A. or Las Vegas and get teased. You know, if they come to Detroit and they create some commerce here, you know, and the hotels are packed and they bring in their big production and are putting people to work, bring it on. I don't care, you know. I'm well aware of who I am and some of the dumb stuff I've done. You know, make fun of me for it. It's cool. But I'm not going to L.A. to get teased. So, you know, if they come to Detroit, the roast will be on. If they don't, no deal.
Any musical plans for the near future?
I mean, we're always writing. We've already started writing for the next record and talking about kind of the feel and where we want to go and try to do something with, you know, I think Born Free was kind of a transitional record with Rick Rubin and kind of going to the rootsy, you know, just real American blues rock and roll vibe. And I'd kind of like to go back to something like maybe a cocky feel, that record, but with knowing more now and trying to put a lot of those elements together, whether it's some really good, fun rock songs to some of the country stuff to some of the mix of the hip-hop and rock and blues, whatever. Just try to make a real nice mix of a record, but more of a fun record, not so serious. Rick Rubin made me a little serious.
How far along would you say you are on that project?
I'd like to get it sooner than later, but, you know, I say that every record. You know, I'd love to get it out for next summer. Is that going to happen? I don't know. Kind of getting the process down, you know, where you go in with a lot of great musicians and just lay it down and, you know, there's not all this wizardry and trickery on the computer, so if that process works again, then it'll be sooner than later.
Any chance for a local opener on the show? Outside scene?
Yeah, and there's also the stage outside. Because you don't want to put people in the stadium too early and just have them walking around doing nothing just for the sake to try to get them, to buy expensive beer and popcorn. I'm not into that. We try to create an atmosphere outside with some local bands and whatnot, and maybe some stuff that people haven't seen. And we're just trying to think outside of the box and really try to bring the artist community that's really developing in Detroit. And, I'm open for suggestions, too, if anybody's got some good ones.
Hindsight now, how did you feel about the NAACP thing and everything that was involved in it?
It was great. I had a blast at the NAACP event. Met some great people, had some fun. It was a good time. After party at the Rooster Tail, it was good.
The controversy that attended that,
The controversy, that's like old news, I'm surprised there's none here today. Someone will find something, right? It's usually just kind of part of what goes with, with what I do. I guess with the honesty, there's always something going on where somebody's feathers are ruffled. But I guess if their feathers weren't ruffled, I wouldn't be doing my job, right?
all this filming and taping you did in Comerica last time, I'm sure you're going to do more now.
Yeah.
Is any of it ever going to come out?
It's ready to go. I get asked that a lot, and I'm just, I got kind of a complex about putting out stuff live because I feel I get better every show. I've probably shot 6 DVDs, professionally, had them edited, and they're all sitting there for, I guess, for Junior's retirement one day or something. It's something I struggle with. It's like anything, whether you go to see a sporting event or whatever. It's it's always better live. It's just tough to capture it on tape. But there will be something. I think for Christmas, even if it's something, I just bought the footage to the New Orleans Jazz Festival. I thought that was one of my best performances to date. It's during daytime, so there's no trickery. There's no pyro or dancers or anything. It's just you and the band playing, and I'm really happy with it. So I think that could be something that we see some stuff from around Christmas.
Is that another just like really cool place where Kid Rock could fit again? You've done so many different kind of situations, but that was another one that was kind of out of the box.
Jazz Fest? Yeah. Those shows are always a little different because you set up a tour and you have everything kind of in place the way you want it with interchangeable parts, the parts being the songs. You switch it up to keep it fresh for yourself, but Jazz Fest is during the day. You got this headlining slot where you're playing before the Neville Brothers, who close it every year. So, it gets the nerves going a little bit, and you want to be good because, they're pretty, they're like Detroit down there. They're very musical people with a lot of history, and, they're not going to let any tomfoolery, come on their stage. So to have it, and it was a really great show, and I don't say that lightly, because I would tell you it was terrible. It was really good, and I was proud of it, so hopefully we'll see some of that footage around Christmas. I'll be able to share it with people, even if it's just on the website or something. I'm starting to get into that a lot more. We're going that way on the paddle boards. Now we're just going to, enjoy the water a little bit. This just happened because Chelly called yesterday, and he was like, hey, you want to go paddleboarding with me and Nick tomorrow? And I was like, cool, that'd be fun, because I've been wanting to get out here on the river and try it. Chelly's been telling me about it for a year now. And then I got a call from my booking agent who's like, hey, we got to announce the Comerica shows. And I thought it was just a good way to showcase Detroit, Belle Isle, come out with some friends, let everyone know the Comerica Park's coming with Sammy Agar, and everybody wins, right? I brought some beers for everybody here. They're in the back of the truck. I don't know if there's public drinking allowed, but that'll probably be your controversy right there. I gave everyone beers, and it's illegal or something. Yeah, I brought a case down, Figure I wouldn't be thirsty.
This came together that casually?
Yeah, literally came together yesterday. This wasn't any big elaborate plan at all. I called Chelly and Nick, say, do you mind if I get some press people there and tell them we're going to do the Comerica shows and have some fun? They're like, nah, we don't care. I'm like, will you guys wear Made in Detroit shirts?
A big story in the industry.
What's that?
Is there a chili cook-off?
We could have a chili cook-off, but Chelly would probably win because he's such a good friend, we'd probably just fix it, and then everyone would be mad at me again. But I don't know, maybe Chelly could do a cook-off with, the chili bar. It's right across the street. I'll get on him about it.
Big story in the industry this week is Lady Gaga selling 1 million copies of her record, and a lot of those were 99-cent downloads. You've always been a big proponent of physical product in stores, not selling your music online. How do you feel about somebody selling their record for 99 cents and what that means for musicians and artists as a whole?
You talk about Lady Gaga selling 1 million her first week?
And a lot of those were
Yeah, I got nothing against Lady Gaga. I've met her. She's a nice girl, but I could care less about that.
Selling music for selling albums for 99 cents.
I mean, we've done it before with Amazon. It's like a thing where Amazon figures out that, you know, even though they're going to lose money on the record, you know, they got their wizardry figured out like they do in those big corporate things, that they're going to attract enough people that they're going to spend money. So whatever they got figured out, they got it down to a science, you know. I don't know if selling however many she did, 400,000, works or not. But, you know, the crazy thing is you get paid full scale on your record, and they take the hit on it because they figure it's going to... Look at everybody today. You know, everything you do is like, you know, every news channel here, there's something, paper, it's like, go to, you know, something.com for more footage. It's everything, all your bosses tell you, drive them to the website, drive them to the website, drive them to the website. So that's all Amazon's doing too. So everybody wants their extra content. I hate it. Anything else? We good? Thanks so much for coming down, everyone. Appreciate it. Could be doing worse things, right? Could be trapped inside, you know, the mayor's office or whatever, you know, reporting on the budget or whatever, and we get to come out on the beach. So